Alright, we are situated outside Embershard Mine, just south of Riverwood, on a cloudy, dark, and ominous day here in Skyrim. So as the title indicates, we're going to be looking at a lighting mod today, and it is ELFX Shadows. So I'll tell you right now, if you're interested in this, I'm actually looking at 3 different lighting mods, and I've looked at them in game a little bit now, but I wasn't recording, so I want to record this so I can come back and look at them later and see how they look in my game with my current setup, which right now I have Mythical Ages, Weathers, and Mythical E and B. That may change, it may not, so, but that's kind of the front runner, so I want to test these 3 with those conditions, especially with the E and B. But the Weather mod also does some, well, it does some reshading, but it's just exterior. Anyway, if you're interested in ELFX Shadows, there's actually 2 mods you need. The first one is you have to download and install Enhanced Lights and Effects. When you install it, that foam mod is going to give you a bunch of options, and if you've used it before, you know what I'm talking about. It's going to give you the option if you want to use the enhancer, if you want to use hardcore mode, and I think there's a couple other things in there. Don't do that. Don't select any there. Just install Enhanced Lights and Effects and leave it at that. Then you go and install ELFX Shadows, and that one will also give you the options for the enhancer, for hardcore mode, and some other things. And that's when you select those, if that's what you want. And I did. I have the enhancer option in here. I looked at it without. It's too bright for me, so I had the enhancer in. It still looked a little bit bright before, but again, I have an E and B in now, so it'll be interesting to see how that looks. So ELFX has been around for a long time. It's a terrific mod. I'm also going to be looking at Lux and a combination of Relighting Skyrim and ELE, which I've used before, quite a bit actually. So I have 3 different mods, lighting mods, or combinations of lighting mods I'm going to be looking at. So, but today we're going to be looking at ELFX Shadows, and what this does is it adds shadows around the lights. Hey, stupid! What's surprising is how quickly you die. So check out the fires. That's cinematic. I mean, not. I'm sorry. That's Ultimate HD fire effects. All right. Anyway, let's get inside. By the way, I've not turned off. Obviously, I've not turned off AI detection. So there's going to be some bandits in here, and we're just going to have to deal with them. But I'm not going to fire blast everyone because I'm going to be testing not only the lighting mods, but obviously the Ultimate HD fire effects, but I've got a conjuration mod I've been working on, so I may get some of those spells involved because I just want to make sure that they're doing what they're supposed to do. You know what? Now that I think of it, let's see. Let's try. Yeah. Let's conjure up a hellhound. Alright, this is ELFX Shadows with the enhancer. You know, even with the enhancer, it's a little lighter in here than I thought. And by the way, we're gonna go through here. We're gonna look at this one. We're gonna go into Riverwood. We're gonna check out the Riverwood Trader. We're gonna pop into Sleeping Giant Inn. Then we're gonna head up to Bleak Falls Barrow. We're gonna look at a little bit of that, and then we'll probably make the way over to Whiterun and look at a few buildings over there real quick. So that's kind of the plan, because this one, the ELFX Shadows, is a fairly new addition to Enhanced Lights and Effects, so we want to see what the window shadows looks like. I want some more torches. I will say this, I've looked at this one before, I've looked at Lux. The illumination around these torches is a lot larger and a bit brighter than with Lux, even with the enhancer on here. That's one thing I did notice. But you can, I also have an ENB in, so I can adjust interior brightness a little bit. If I find it a little too bright, a little too dark. Well, let's dispatch these guys real quick. Now you see why I'm calling him a hellhound. Damn, buddy. That was quick. Alright, give me the victory howl. Oh! That's right, man. He's got to do the victory howl. Alright, now you can get out of the way, because we got to take a view of this scene right here. Interesting. I think the lighting overall is pretty good. The lighting around the torches and the fires and stuff it's a little bit larger than I would expect. All right, man. I'm going to grab a couple more torches because what's interesting here. Now, if we look at the torch that I'm carrying and the torch on the wall, they look very different. If I can get my stupid ass to turn around. They look very different. Interesting. But they're, they look way better than vanilla. The one I'm carrying is a lot brighter than the one on the wall. Alright. Let me grab a couple more of these because we may need them when we get into Bleak Falls Barrow. So we've got a nice shadow casting light right here. Beautiful. The radius is, like I said, the radius is a bit bigger than I was expecting, and maybe a little bit brighter, but it still looks really nice. Let's see how good my aim is. Come on, knuckleheads. Where are they? Well, these two guys are supposed to be coming out of here. That's odd. Alright. Well, that's fine. Now this part right here is always really dark. Now I imagine most of you watching are played Skyrim before many times and you're familiar with all this and you're saying, why is this, everybody knows that one part's really dark. There are a few people that are probably going to be watching this that are not that familiar with Skyrim, so that's why I'm talking the way I am. That's mine. And you found nothing. Dumbass. I love the bandits. I call them names all the time. Dumbass, idiots. But the game wouldn't be the same without them. But I love how the light's poking through right here. This is a great scene. Grab some more torches. Anything else in here I want to take? I don't know why I'm grabbing this. Man, I just have a thing for gold. Alright, I'm going to get into sneak mode so we can get a view of this area before the idiots spot me.
What was that?
It was nothing, man. You heard nothing. Bye-bye. This spell that I'm one-shotting these guys with, this is from a destruction spell mod of mine. It's called Fire Blast. It's a 40-point, adept level 40-point fire spell, but it does no area effect damage like the in-game, what is it, Fireball, I think, has the area effect. This one doesn't. Which is why I made it, because I wanted an adept level spell that did not have area effect on it. It kind of pissed me off that the game didn't include one. I was like, well, fuck it, I'll make my own. That's what I do. Game doesn't do what I want, and I'll make my own shit. Okay, when it comes to lighting, here's what I'm looking at. Okay, and this is important right here, because everybody's idea of the best lighting is going to be different. And what I'm looking for, I like to play stealthy a lot. And when I am going to be playing a stealthy character, which is what I'm going to be doing with my upcoming Let's Play, I use the mod called Realistic AI Detection. Sneaking around in the game, the vanilla sneak mechanics is stupid easy. That's what I call it. It's way too easy, and it gets to a point where it's not even fun anymore. It's just you can sneak right up in front of somebody, they'll not know you're there. There's no realism there at all. So I use a mod called Realistic AI Detection, and that mod improves the AI's detection parameters, which means if you're standing near a light source, and we can see the illumination around here on the ground, right? If I'm in sneak mode and I get close to this, I'll get spotted immediately. You saw that guy or that woman, whatever, down there, knew I was here. Well, my sneak skill is really low, but there's a light source right here. So when you're sneaking around with a mod like Raid, that's what I call it, Realistic AI Detection, you have to stay in the shadows. You have to, because if you get near a light source, you get spotted immediately. So, knowing that, it's important to have a lighting mod that gives you very clear defined areas of light and shadow, because you need to know where you can go and what areas to avoid. So, if I had come over here, she might not have seen me because, well, there's a little bit of light source there, but you know, I could have maybe moved around to this side like here, avoid the light source. You can see where the shadowy areas are and where the illuminated areas are. So it tells you where you should go and you should not go. And depending on what lighting mod you're using, it can make those a little more obvious. And you really need those with Raid because it's a lot more difficult, it's a lot more challenging, it's a lot more realistic. And I love that. I love the challenge and I love the realism of Raid. And I will not play without it. So a good lighting mod is essential for that. Hey, what do you got on you? Nothing. So we have to see how the illumination is with the torch I'm carrying, and that's important too. Let's get rid of that. And get rid of this one. Now we're in an area where there's no nearby torches. So it illuminates the area very, very well. That's another thing. If you're sneaking and you whip out a torch, you're done. You're just done. And you're not very smart. Alright, enough jibber jabber. Let's hit the road. I'm going to jump in here. I'm going to grab some of this gold just in case I want to hire a carriage to go check out some lighting someplace else, which I haven't done yet, but you know. Interesting how much light there is coming in through there right now because it was pretty dark and gloomy outside. Let's take another look at this area from this vantage point. We don't need the torch anymore, I don't think. Sometimes I tend to move the mouse around a little too much and just don't stop and really take a look at things. This chest is where where I have some of my spells. My conjuration spells. And I have another one over here with some other spells. I mean, that has absolutely nothing to do with the lighting mod. Just kind of point that out. It's a convenient place, and it's not going to be... It's not going to bother anything in there. So if I've got any kind of a mod that has spells, then... How you doing up there, man? Hey.
Need something?
You owe me money, man.
Hmm?
You owe me money.
What are you staring at?
You owe me money.
Out of my way, stranger. What do you want?
I want my money.
Hmm?
I want my money.
I don't owe you money, do I?
That's what I was waiting for.
Well, one of us has to do something.
I said no. No adventures, no theatrics, no thief chasing.
There's an example of
What are you
the
going to do then,
window
huh?
shadows
Let's hear it.
lighting.
We are done talking about this.
Nice lighting from the fireplace.
Maybe you could talk some sense into my pig-headed brother.
Why would I want to do that? Very nice lighting in here, I must say. Let's take a look at the fire
I'm not
because
from
we...
around here. That makes two of us.
Nah, I'm from my mother.
I don't know what you overheard, but the Riverwood Trader is still open. Feel
I
free
heard
to shop.
you're pig-headed. So pretty nice looking flames. I'm stuck on something. Sven. Piss off, Sven. So we've got some nice lighting around the candles on each of these tables.
The ale is going bad. We need to get a new batch.
And you can see example of the window shadows.
Did you hear me?
Yep.
It's just the light coming in from there.
I guess you don't have potatoes in your ears after all. Just make sure we get a fresh batch in soon.
Nice illumination around the big fireplace.
Take a seat and get the cold out.
Still seems a little bit brighter in here than I thought it would be with the enhancer. But again, I can tweak that a little bit with the ENB. Thing to remember though, when you do that, the ENB is a post-processor, so I can make this room a lot darker. In fact, let's see, where's the ENB effect? Interiors, it's at 1. So I can turn this down. You can see I can make it a lot darker in here. So I can pretty much get the interior light levels where I want it. I'm going to leave it at 1 as a baseline, so, you know, when I compare the other lighting mods. But the thing you have to remember about that is because it's a post-processor, if I change the lighting in here, it's kind of like putting on sunglasses, right? The room is going to look darker to me, but the lighting is going to be the same for the AI. So if you think, well, I'll use the ENB and turn the lighting way down, then the AI won't be able to detect me. Wrong, because the lighting is still the same for them. It just appears different for us, and like I said, it's kind of like putting on sunglasses. You walk outside on a sunny day, you put on sunglasses, and then, you know, it's not so bright, but it's still just as bright as it was. Hopefully that jibber jabber makes sense. I'm going to get us up the hill a little bit quicker, so I'm going to do a little bit of editing here. Alright, here is Bleak Falls Barrow. Obviously. We got a few idiots to deal with up there. Let's try and let's give him. Let's bring up Blaze. Blaze is a burnt Spriggan, and if you're not familiar with Skyrim, a Spriggan is a creature of the forest. I've given her a very unique custom spell. Go ahead, let him have it. Come on, there's another one. Cook his ass. There you go. Okay, to be fair, these are very, very low-level bandits, and this is an expert-level summon, so she's a little overpowered. But she's pretty hot. You know that, though, don't you? Yeah. Blaze is, I'm kind of liking that one. Now, the regular flame spell looks like this. So you can see hers is a little bit beefed up than what I'm using. Alright, let's see what we have. You can see the weather cleared up a little bit, so it might be a little brighter in here than I was thinking. Yeah, it's a lot brighter than I was thinking. So the lighting in here, because these holes in here, it reflects the lighting outside. If we were to wait until nighttime, it would be a lot darker in here. We got some idiots up there. Should we have Blaze cook them too? Let's see. No, conjuration. Or should we try... let's try embers. Since I'm in kind of a fire kick here. Cook that thing. Come on, man. What are you waiting on? Get up there. Kill, kill. Or cook. Or cook and kill. What are you waiting on? She's over here. Come on, don't be a dumbass, man. There you go. Took you long enough. I mean, you got the job done, but jeez. I had to wait so long, I was about ready to apply for Social Security. What's up with that? I don't think he liked that comment too much. He is a shade. Obviously, he's got a flame cloak. He's got... apprentice level fire spell and the flame spell. Not the same one flame spell that Blaze has, but anyway. We're here about ELFX Shadows. And this place you can see here as well. Here's the area of illumination. And it's it's still, this seems like an awful lot of illumination for just one little campfire. That's I don't think I can change the radius of the illumination in the ENB. I might be able to change the brightness a little, but this is I guess while I'm here, for those that don't know, there's a difference between lights and light sources in the creation kit. This campfire here is a light. This torch is a light, but it's not a light source. It doesn't illuminate anything. Just like this this fire doesn't illuminate anything. You have to add a light source to a light. So anytime you have a candle, a sconce, a chandelier, a campfire, the fire in a fireplace, you have to add a light source to it to give it illumination. So I just wanted to point that out because that's one of the things that mod authors can do, is to manipulate the light sources to put them where they should be. And that's one of the, well, most of the lighting mods do that to some extent. So I'm just pointing that out, that there is a difference between a light and a light source, even though sometimes the words are used interchangeably. Some people will call this a source of light, even though it's not actually a light source. I'd probably just confuse the hell out of everybody. But anyway, let's move on. We're not going to go all the way through here. We're just going to go explore a little bit. I'm hoping to have a sense of creep factor, because creep factor is very, very important when you're exploring these old Nordic ruins. Again, we got a lot of illumination from this one fire, but the lighting itself overall looks really nice, which I would expect. ELFX is an excellent mod. It's been around for a long time. Interesting. Another mod I was looking at, there's a little bit of a hole there in the roof, and it was sending in daylight down in here. But this one's not doing that. But that's okay. It does add this candle right here. This one seems a little less yellow, a little less bright, but still has pretty good radius to it, the light source around this sconce. Flames look really nice. That is Ultimate HD Fire Effects. Look a lot nicer than the vanilla flames. Or anything would look better. But, I mean, it's a 12-year-old game, so, you know. Hurt, didn't it? Taking your money. So we always have to see what the lighting is like in here. I actually think the lighting in here is pretty good. We've got two big sconces right there. It's casting shadows up on the roof. Or ceiling. Whoa, whatever. Not very bright over on that side. It shouldn't be. This looks good. Looks really good. Looks very nice. Got some rats to deal with. Come on. Where are your buddies? Come on, get up here. I don't have all day. What's the matter? You scared? Your friend seems a little hesitant. He's not coming up here. Alright, we'll deal with you in a minute. Or maybe now. Jeez, I gotta watch where I'm walking, eh? I just wanted to come back up here and take a look at this scene. So if you're wondering about the markings on the walls here, this is from another mod. And I'll put it up on screen because I don't remember it right now, but I'll make sure to put it on screen. But you'll see it adds these markings around it. It improves the texture. And it adds all these markings on here. It's pretty cool. I think it changes these stairs too. They look like they're covered in 1,000 years of dust. And we got the big stupid spider to deal with down here.
Is that you, Hartfield? Bjorn? Soling? I know I ran ahead of the ball, but I need help.
Stupid spider. That's what happens when you mess with a modder. Shut up, man. want to call me a filthy Enwa. I didn't give him a chance to. Killed him too quick. I don't know, I'm grabbing that stuff. Not going to use it. It definitely, I will say this, having this, the retexture of the Nordic ruins and the lighting mod, it makes this place look different. And that's good. Different is good. Well, good different is good. I mean, bad different is just, that's kind of sad and depressing. But I like the fact that it looks good and it looks a little bit different, because then the game feels kind of fresh, you know? It's not like, oh, it's Bleak Falls Barrow again. It has a different appearance to it. Alright, since we have some Draugr to deal with down here, I'm going to bring up... Oh, did I not... I didn't grab him. I have some sun spells. I forgot to grab them. Oh well, we'll just cook them with fire. Nice looking fire. It's fairly bright in here. I get that there's some big sconces up here, but again, I think the light sources have a little bit bigger radius and a little bit brighter than I might like. But again, I can adjust the brightness with the ENB. The overall brightness, I mean. Let's see if we can get this guy smacked by the door. Get his attention first. You don't want to step on that little pressure plate there. Oh, man. Usually if you hit that thing with a spell, it'll set that trap off. More bone walkers. We're just going to go a little bit farther and then we'll make our way over to Whiterun. Uh-oh. Come on, walk into the fire. Idiots. Nobody said they were smart. One more. Alright, I like this room right here. This has a really nice old creep factor, I don't know, long lost, forgotten, underground, you know, everything you want in a creepy, underground, forgotten cave, ruin, whatever. This room, for some reason, to me, kind of hits all that. I don't know. I don't know what that means. I think this is as far as I really need to go with this one through here. This looks really, really good, though. Well, like I said, ELFX is a mod that's been around for a long time. It is a terrific mod, and the fact that now it includes window shadows, and we'll see that a little bit more when we get over to Whiterun. Look at some interiors. because we're deep underground here, so there's no windows. Anyway, I am going to do a little fast forwarding here, and I'll see you when we get into Whiterun. Right, we are outside Dragon's Reach. Look at that beautiful sunrise.
They say Helgen got hit by a dragon. One of those horrors comes here. We'll be ready.
Yeah, whatever, man. Isn't that something? That is from Mythical Ages Weathers. Arundel, the creator of that, is a digital artist to the extreme. That's why I like using this weather mod, because the sunrises and sunsets are just jaw-droppingly gorgeous. Alright, right outside Dragon's Reach. Let's pop inside and see if we have any window shadows. I'm wondering if... No, I was going to say maybe we should wait another hour. It's... What is it now? A little after 8. Let's go see how it looks. Well, there we go. It's kind of funny because the sun's coming up over on that side, but the light is coming in from this side. But we'll look past that. But this is the window shadows I was talking about, if you haven't seen it. It's a very popular trend lately. But it does add a lot of immersion and realism. Nice illumination around these sconces. Big fire here in the middle. It's got the middle of this room lit up pretty well. But it's a little darker off in the corners, as it should be. I mean, this thing is not going to illuminate this entire room. And we got some more of the window light with the shadows from the window frames. Very cool effect. Nice fire here, nice illumination in the fireplace. Even I'm lighting up. See, this is all fairly new. This whole window shadows thing is still kind of new in the modding scene. I say kind of new. I don't know. Maybe it's been out a couple of years, but it's gaining a lot of popularity now. It really does help increase the immersion. Let's go check a couple of other interiors before we wrap this up. Let's try Jorvasker. Little dip in the pool. Wash all the funk off me.
Two at it again. Strike when the shoulder turns. He's giving you over. Hey,
Yeah, we got some window shadows in here as well.
right.
You're pathetic!
What are you waiting for?
Yeah, this is nice. Very nice. Now, my house mod, I have illumination around the windows, but I think they're doing it differently here. I think they're using, they're putting the light source on the other side of the window, and they may be using a spotlight to, I'm not sure how they're actually doing this, and maybe a spotlight instead of just an omni light. Look at that, man. With the dust and everything, that's really cool. Very nice. Alright, let's go check out a couple other places. Here, let's run over here to the Temple of Kinnereth. There's a lot of upper windows here. Upper windows. And what the hell does that mean? I mean, windows up there. Yeah, look at that. Oh, that's really nice. I've never had this in my game before, so I'm seeing this for the first time. Well, not exactly the first time. I mean, I've looked at Lux before. That was the first time I saw window
I still can't
lighting.
down, but it's better than yesterday.
But that was just
Patience.
testing it
The
out.
body needs time to mend.
Very cool effect. See, are there any windows here? I don't know. I think I'm gonna skip the end. Let's try in Arcadia's.
I'm sure you'll find what you're looking for. If not, let me know. I might have it stored away.
Damn bright in here. Awfully bright in here. But we've got window lighting.
I offer remedies.
Foolish old woman. You know nothing.
For just about everybody in here. Give a holler if you have any questions.
Nice, very nice. All right, 2 more places.
We'll pay whatever it takes, but we must have more swords for the Imperial soldiers. Just about everybody in here. Give a holler if you have any questions.
Geez, did you go to the same sales training as Bellathor? Yeah. That's nice. That's really nice.
We've got arms and armor of all kinds.
No, you don't. All you have is iron. And maybe some steel. Alright, one more check. The Drunken Huntsman.
Round. I'm sure you'll find what you're looking for. If not, let me know. I might have it stored away.
Very nice, very nice. Alright, so, you may have heard me,
Arrows and ale. A unique combination, to be sure.
go outside. We don't have, so we don't have to listen to his gibberish. Sometimes you hear me explaining stuff, and I think I mentioned this before. You know, I might be going into a little detail about, oh yeah, we got to go kill the spider, and you're like, oh yeah, no shit, because everybody's done Bleak Falls Barrow 1,000 times. But so I just apologize in advance because there are a few people. 2, 3, 4. There are a few people watching who are not that familiar with Skyrim. Looking at you, Captain Ron. But there are a few people. I have some relatives that watch some of my stuff. They don't watch everything I upload. They should, but they're busy folks. So for the benefit of those that are not that familiar with Skyrim, I kind of explain things a little bit, maybe in a little more detail than is necessary. So anyway, I think we are all done with taking a look at Enhanced Lights and Effects Shadows, ELFX Shadows. Very nice mod. Very, very nice. We've got a couple more I'm going to be looking at, so hopefully I'll have some other videos out in the next couple of days. And we're going to look at, also going to look at some fire retexture mods. We've got Inferno and I'm drawing a blank on the other one, but yeah, we got a couple others we'll be looking at as well. So anyway, I hope you found this somewhat entertaining, and maybe, you know, maybe some of you are watching saying, hey, you know, I had a chance to get a little better look at what ELFX Shadows is, and might help you in the decision you need to make for the lighting for your playthrough. One thing you need to know, though, according to the mod author, if you're going to use ELFX Shadows, you have to use it at the beginning of a playthrough. And I don't know exactly why, but I think it has to do with it. It has to, there's some scripts that have to be set when the game starts. So that might be why. One example I can give you to that is I've got a house mod on the south shore of Lake Ilinalta. And it's called Lakeshore Cabin. And when I built that, there is a dragon crash landing marker right there. So, oops. Sometimes when you're fighting a dragon, it can hit the ground and you know, do kind of a crash landing and it tears up the ground. It doesn't stay that way. It'll reset and go back to normal. But I didn't want a dragon crash landing through the front yard where my house was, so I disabled the marker. And sure enough, a couple weeks later, I fight a dragon, and right there, and it crash lands in my front yard, and I'm like, what the hell? I disabled that marker. Well, what happens is when you start a game, the game goes through and it enables everything that's supposed to be enabled. I didn't add that my house mod until mid playthrough, so that marker was already enabled. Once that dragon crash landed through there and it went to reset, it looks at your load order and says, oh, this mod disables that marker now. So, but at the beginning of the game I didn't have that mod in there, so that crash landing strip was enabled. So it might be something along those lines where there's certain things that need to be enabled or disabled at the start of the game, but that's something to keep in mind. So if you're unsure and you think, well, maybe I'll try this lighting mod for a while and then I'll switch to something else later on. If ELFX Shadows is something that you're interested in trying, start with that one first, because I think you can switch to another lighting mod without any problems later on if you choose to do so. But if you start with a different lighting mod in your playthrough, you cannot then switch to ELFX. It's going to cause problems. So, just so you know. Anyway, that's going to be it for now. Thanks for watching. Take it easy, and I will see you on the next one. We're going to take a look at Lux.